Yeah, welcome back. Sim's the Dark Lenu is here once again. Man, it's been a minute right now. I mean, I don't know when this coronavirus is gonna go, but it better go soon, man. I miss the cinemas. I miss it that bad, it's the one thing that's in our lives that just take us away from all this negativity. This is what we'd be doing right now, just to escape it all, but you can't, because everywhere's being affected. It's nuts, guys. It's nuts. What can you do? What can you do? Anyway, back to the video at hand. Now, you probably guessed by the picture and by the news that's going around, that's circulating on the internet, that Marvel have they actually are restarting the Aliens and Predator franchise. Obviously the old characters came from Dark Horse, as we know, and Dark Horse, from what I remember, they actually took up the start of the Alien after the first Alien movie, which was 1978. They created their first illustrated story based around the film around 1979. And then after that, they continued with a series of their comics, starting with the Alien Outbreak series, which is a four-parter, which was in 1988. And obviously it went on to do a lot, followed by Predator, which was actually 1989. That's when it was a year later that's where they started to jump on board. And the first time I picked up the Alien book, it was like it was visceral. The artwork was absolutely beautiful, but it picked up almost straight from the second Aliens movie. It was just wow. It's just, yeah, the Alien Outbreak was just like amazing. It was a great story, very visceral, very strong. The dialogue, the story was just, it's just like you didn't want to finish with that last movie, Aliens. It was just like when you got up from the cinema, you just know, I wanted to find out what happened to Newt, and they continued the storyline, and when it was beautiful, absolutely dope. And as far as the Predator one was concerned, that was I loved that. That was like a continuation from the film, the first movie. And as people remember, the first comic that came from that was Concrete Jungle, and that was a beautiful piece. That was absolutely fantastic artwork, beautiful storyline, and for the time it was, it was, the color was really, it was a bit blotchy here and there, but for the time and era it was, compared to now, where we're seeing a bit of a finesse style equated to it. And that was 1989, and that starred Dutch Schaefer, who was supposedly the brother to Dutch from the first movie. And no, it was a great story, great outline. I always hoped that they would actually produce a movie based on that story, but I guess it never came to fold. We got obviously Predator 2, which was great, starring Danny Glover, which was a great movie. And people like to dog it, but it actually was pretty good, in itself. But it was great, I think, for what it was and for what it produced. So that was that. So yeah, as you probably well know, the news is here. Obviously now Marvel are now continuing with the Alien vs Predator, or not continuing, but at least revigorating the whole characters. And I think they really need to, because man, it's we've been starving for like Aliens and Predator, or at least the fans have been waiting for this, but we've had no proper light of this. But yeah, no, it's great. I mean, again, it's as you can read, Marvel Comics to publish the new, let me have there, Alien and Predator story starting 2021. And again, David Fincher produced the first the cover arts really for both the Predator artwork and the Alien. And the Alien looks like it takes place on the Guardians of the Galaxy storyline base, and the Predator is standing on Avengers Tower holding what looks like Iron Man's head. And yeah, man, I'm ready for this. I am up for this. I've loved, I've loved the crossover, especially with the DC and seeing Batman versus Predator. And if you haven't read that one, you need to check that. That was absolutely beautiful. It's a fantastic story. And obviously Batman, Superman against aliens, and I think they had the Justice League against aliens as well. So I always ask myself, why they never ever brought these crossovers to Marvel? And I know Marvel have been quite strict because they don't want to really cross with their characters, but I've always wanted to see like for example, Daredevil against Predator. Can you imagine a Wolverine or Punisher or well, we're going to get that realized anytime soon, and I think having these products would be fantastic and would stretch I think would bring more attention to both these franchises, which are in every way worth, to be restarted back, So what do we get? So today, Marvel Entertainment announced 3 iconic franchises, Alien, Predator, and Aliens vs. Predator. Same thing. Will be launching all new stories with Marvel Comics starting in 2021. Revealed exclusively by IGN, the new comic series will feature new classic characters from Earth and beyond to explore never before seen corners of both Alien and Predator universes. Wow. So, if you can imagine, like, I think they stretched it for as much as they can do, especially introducing the Prometheus, those characters, the space engineers, and, it was fantastic to see them realized on screen and obviously to see them back into graphic novel set. But to imagine them even crossing with the space opera era of the Marvel universe would be phenomenal. I mean, the mindset where you can go with it is completely. I suppose for the time being, they are going to really concentrate on them individually before actually making them cross over, which is what I think. So it would be. I don't think they need to rush them. I think they can just do one-offs, like part 4 miniseries. I think that's plausible and it's just very doable, considering the fact that they officially are part of Marvel, so they don't have to really go hand with massive storylines. They can just be concentrated on those characters. And to be honest, Marvel have got a vast range of characters, so it would be interesting to see how well they do with the heroes we know and the villains. I guess my only thought or my only worry, not really, is that because obviously the aliens and the predators will be almost considered the villains and maybe considered the fodder, whether they will be even given a chance to even give a proper reach, whether they would actually win those fights. Because to be honest with you, it's kind of like bad against evil in a sense, or bad against ugly, and or good against bad. So it will be really interesting to see how, the storyline will, interloop, how they will make it work in that regards. But again, like I said, if they're just one-off storylines, I think that would probably prove to be okay. So, but then we'll see. So where was I? So, following the debut of Alien in 1979 and Predator in 1987, the films built a cult following, expanded rapidly to include toys, games, novels, comics, eventually leading to the 2004 landmark crossover Alien vs. Predator. Marvel's new stories will draw from all these properties, building on decades of multimedia storytelling. So yeah, so again, this is going to be very like bringing the almost best storylines and creating something new. And I think we would love to see something new to come out from, I think the Dark Horse has probably exhausted its all efforts trying to create the stories that we're so used to seeing. So this is now an open era. We're opening the storylines and the characters even more, and this will be fitting to see how well the writers from Marvel, the art, which is going to be phenomenal. Adam Corbett, I'm shouting you out. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think it'd be great to do. It's going to be very good to see how well we're going to see the storylines, that the creative narrative storytelling was going to be unfold. So yeah. So from C.B. Sabeski, editor-in-chief of Marvel, he says there's nothing more thrilling than a story that will keep you at the edge of your seat, and Alien and Predator have delivered that time and time again. I can clearly remember where I was when I saw each of these modern masterpieces for the first time, and revealing in how both masterfully weave extraterrestrial dread and drama into some of the most iconic scenes we've ever seen on film. It's that legacy that we're going to live up to. So yeah, I mean, and Marvel editor Jake Thomas, he adds in saying the incredible legacies of both franchises offer some of the most compelling and exciting world building in all science fiction. It is a thrill and an honor to be at the mythology and continuity of all new stories set within those universes. And then, of course, you've got David Fincher, the artist, who brings in his mode. And obviously, as you can see, Alien and Predator are two of the most identifiable, iconic creatures of all time. And I love them for that. But mostly, it's being fortunate enough to be a kid when they were new. I've seen every movie they've ever been in, and I cannot wait to see them wreaking havoc in the Marvel Universe. Neither can I. I drew my pictures of them with a massive smile on my face. Okay. As a visual medium, comics are the perfect place to build on those moments, and we here at Marvel are honored to begin telling those stories for fans everywhere. Added Trubisky. As our releases schedule continues to return, we can't wait to share more in the coming months. So, yeah, so, oh man, this is gonna be great. I cannot wait for this. So it's got like, this is gonna be like really, it's gonna be a great time. Great time to be a Marvel fan, that's for damn sure. Yeah, you know, we're gonna see these two creatures collide, obviously, once again. It'll be great to see, obviously, a new Aliens vs. Predator by Marvel, as well as, obviously, each and of them, obviously, head hunt and, you know, cause as much havoc in the Marvel Universe. And, oh, the likes of Wolverine. Can you imagine that? Oh, it's gonna be tasty. Oh boy, X-Men versus Aliens, can you imagine that? Yeah, man, the mind just lingers from where it can go from there. But yeah, well, thanks guys. Thank you for tuning in, and well, we'll just keep you up to date with everything new. And yeah, I'm gonna try and make this consistent. Making these videos it's a bit time consuming, especially with what I do, because I'm an artist. So it's basically getting the time to put and create those moments to, you know, put the product and the content, you know, out there. So with that being said, thank you very much, and I bid you adieu. Cheers.